Once upon a time, in a small village in southeastern Nigeria, there lived a young girl named Adayez. Adayez was a beautiful, kind-hearted girl, with bright eyes that sparkled like the stars at night. She had long, dark hair and was always seen with a smile that could light up any room. She was the daughter of a fisherman, and her mother was known as one of the village's best cooks. But what nobody knew about Adayez was that she was no ordinary girl. She was the daughter of a mermaid. Her mother, Ezin, had once told her the story of her true origin. "You are special, Adayezi," Ezini would say. "Your grandmother was a powerful mermaid. She saved your father when his boat was caught in a terrible storm, and they fell in love. That's how you came into this world, a child of both the sea and the land." Adayez loved the sea and would often walk along the beach near her village, listening to the waves and feeling the cool breeze on her face. But she never revealed her secret to anyone, for she knew that if the villagers knew the truth, they would be afraid of her. One sunny day, Adayezi went to school just like any other day. Her teacher, Miss Ijeoma, was strict but fair. She loved teaching, but sometimes she didn't understand the village children very well. Miss Ijeoma would get frustrated when her students didn't do things exactly the way she wanted. But Adayez always tried her best to do what was asked of her. This particular day, the teacher asked the students to write an essay about what they wanted to be when they grew up. Everyone was busy scribbling down their ideas. Some children wanted to be doctors, others wanted to be farmers, and a few wanted to be teachers, like Miss Ijeoma. Adayezi, however, had a different idea. She wanted to be a great fisherwoman, just like her father, who could bring in the biggest fish from the sea. When Miss Ijeoma came around to check the students' work, she was pleased with most of the essays. But when she saw Adayezi's, she frowned. "Adayezi," she said in a harsh voice, "why are you writing about fish? That is a man's work, not for a girl like you. You should be writing about being a teacher or a nurse, not a fisherwoman." Adayezi was shocked. She had never thought of it as anything wrong. She loved the sea and wanted to follow in her father's footsteps. But Miss Ijeoma was angry. "You are wasting time writing nonsense. Go and stand by the door until the bell rings," the teacher ordered. Adayezi felt embarrassed and confused. She didn't understand why Miss Ijeoma had punished her. She walked slowly to the door and stood there, looking outside at the beautiful blue sky. As she stood there, she felt a strange feeling deep inside her chest, something she had never felt before. It was as though the sea was calling her. Her heart beat faster, and her feet tingled. Suddenly, Adayez felt something strange happening to her body. Her skin began to glow faintly, and her fingers twitched as if they were becoming something else. She felt a pull towards the water, as though the ocean was reaching out to her. She closed her eyes, and in that moment, something magical happened. Adayez's legs changed. They grew longer and smoother, like the tail of a fish. Her feet became fins, and she felt the water calling her louder and louder. She opened her eyes and saw a reflection of herself in the window. She was no longer just a normal girl. She was part mermaid, just like her grandmother. Miss Ijeoma, seeing Adayezi standing by the door with a strange expression on her face, walked over to her. "Adayezi, what is wrong with you? Are you daydreaming again?" she asked. But before Adayez could answer, she felt the urge to run towards the sea. Without thinking, Adayezi dashed out of the school building, her heart racing with excitement. She ran across the village, past the small houses and fields, until she reached the beach. The waves crashed on the shore, and Adayezi stood there, breathing deeply. The ocean seemed to call to her, inviting her to enter its depths. But just as she was about to step into the water, she heard someone shouting her name. It was Miss Ijeoma. "Adayez, come back here!" Miss Ijeoma screamed. "Where do you think you're going?" Adayezi turned around, but instead of responding, she felt a powerful surge of energy rush through her body. The ocean was calling her, and she could not ignore it any longer. In a split second, Adayezi dove into the water, her body transforming fully into a mermaid. She swam gracefully through the waves, her tail moving effortlessly as she glided deeper into the ocean. The feeling of the water around her was comforting, and she knew she was home. Miss Ijeoma stood on the beach, staring in shock. She couldn't believe what she had just seen. "What in the world just happened?" she whispered. She had seen a Daisy's body change, but she could not understand it. How could a little girl like her have such powers? As a Daisy swam deeper into the sea, she felt free for the first time in her life. The water around her was warm, and the fish swam beside her as though they were greeting an old friend. A Daisy felt connected to everything: the sea, the creatures, and the world she had come from. She stayed in the ocean for what felt like hours, playing with the sea creatures and listening to the songs of the waves. But soon, she realized that she needed to return to the village. She couldn't stay in the ocean forever. So, with a final dive, she swam back to the shore, where she turned back into her human form. She emerged from the water, dripping wet, but happy and content. When she returned to the village, she found Miss Ijeoma waiting for her near the school. The teacher's face was filled with confusion and worry. "Adaze," Miss Ijeoma said slowly. "I don't know what happened today, but I need to know the truth. You are not like the other children. What did I see out there in the water?" Adaze took a deep breath. She knew she could no longer keep her secret. "I am the daughter of a mermaid," she said softly. "My mother is from the sea, and I have the power to become a mermaid too." Miss Ijeoma was silent for a moment. Then she asked, "Why didn't you tell me? Why did you run away?" Adaze explained that she had been ashamed. She didn't want anyone to know about her secret because she feared they would think she was strange or dangerous. But Miss Ijeoma listened carefully, and when Adaze finished, she smiled warmly. "Adaze," Miss Ijeoma said, "I now understand. You are special, and your powers are a gift. Don't ever be afraid of who you are." From that day on, Miss Ijeoma and Adaze became good friends. The teacher no longer punished her, and Adaze began to embrace her true self. She would share stories about the sea with her classmates, teaching them about the wonders of the ocean. And when she wasn't at school, Adaze would spend her time by the water, exploring the deep and mysterious world beneath the waves. The village soon learned of Adaze's special abilities, and they no longer feared her. Instead, they respected her and saw her as a bridge between the land and the sea. Adaze became a protector of the ocean, using her powers to keep the waters clean and safe for all the creatures that lived there. And so, Adaze lived happily, knowing that she was both part of the land and part of the sea, a child of two worlds. Thank you for watching, and please kindly subscribe to our channel for more amazing and enchanting stories like this one. Please don't forget to like, share, and comment. Also drop your questions on the comment section. Thank you. See you on the next one.